Let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw someone online say that a game doesn't look like my thing? I think I'll pass. And just stop there. Because that's not what has happened with Marathon. What happened with Marathon was a pile-on. The trailers dropped, and within an hour, you had thousands of people using words like betrayal and greed and the death of gaming about a game that nobody played yet, and a game that, at worst, just doesn't look exciting to some people. So, what's actually going on here? There's a concept in moral psychology called the moral grandstanding. It was laid out by the philosophers Justin Tosi and Brandon Warmick. And the core idea is simple. Sometimes when people express outrage publicly, they're not actually looking to fix a problem. The outrage is real, but it's the performance of it that's doing something different. It says, look at me. I have taste. I have standards. I remember when things were good. I'm a true gamer. And the gaming community is basically built for this. Think about people who are criticizing Marathon the hardest. It's people with years in Destiny, people who lived through the Halo 2 LAN parties, people who have a deep, legitimate, emotional investment in what Bungie used to represent. And then on the other side of the coin, it's the younger generation who grew up with live service games, season passes, and microtransactions that really have already peaked in gaming. There are also more games than ever before. I really think that if Halo was released today, it would be met with lukewarm reaction. Halo didn't just win because it was great, it was also the time that it came out. There is a difference, though, between saying, this isn't the Bungie that I grew up with, I'm not interested in playing, and then saying something like, this is everything wrong with the modern gaming industry. One is honest, the other one is sort of a performance. And the performance, it gets more clicks, more views, and more comments. So that's what gets made. Yale psychologist Molly Crockett actually studied this. She found that almost every time someone gets rewarded with likes, shares, or just engagement for expressing outrage, they're more likely to do it again and to escalate it. The language gets stronger, and the stakes kind of turns into something like an apocalypse because the audience rewards it, and that's what people watch. That's kind of the loop that Marathon is caught right now. And here's the thing. Maybe Marathon genuinely isn't for you. Maybe live service extraction shooters feel hollow or predatory. That's completely valid. And I'm not saying that criticism is wrong. We should critique the products and games that we purchase. I'm saying it's just kind of how it's been delivered. Watch the intensity, watch the language that people use, and ask yourself, is this person trying to tell me something, or are they just showing me something about themselves? Because those are two very different types of videos, and one of them just happens to get a lot more views. Marathon just released about 2 days ago, and it topped the Steam charts in new sales, reaching a concurrent player count of around 85,000. I've been looking forward to playing it since I saw the announcement trailer. I still have that small excitement whenever I see the Bungie logo pop up on a screen. I played the first Halo games forever, and I still return to them. Destiny 1 and 2 are probably my most played video games. And yeah, the monetization with Destiny did get pretty bad, but I never paid for any of them. I only bought the main expansions and never touched any of the season passes or seasonal content. Whenever a new expansion would come out, it would hold me over for months. And I remember raids taking 6 hours to complete when my group was just learning the mechanics. It was great. I've loved every Bungie game I've played, and I think the world they've built with Marathon, it's beautiful. So I at least want to give it a shot. And hey, I've had lots of fun with my friends playing Arc Raiders. Extraction shooters, they can be fun, but frustrating at the same time. It also adds a level of stress that people are not used to in most games. When you load in and finish a match and start another one, real consequences are at stake, and it's time and all of your equipment and gear. But I find it really interesting how much hate this game has gotten from the collective internet. It could come out and say, we're giving everyone season passes for free for life, and there would still be thousands of tweets and videos about why that's a bad thing, and it's proof that the game is dead on arrival. Marathon looks like Concord 3, right? There are a lot of people rooting for Marathon to fail. I've never seen it get this bad when rooting for games to do poorly. There are thousands of posts and videos talking about it, and it seems like it grows each day. They're even now comparing it to a completely different genre of Slay the Spire. That game did do amazing, and I think it topped at about 430,000 concurrent players. And that's amazing. But it's a different game. I completely understand for people not liking this game. You could think it's boring, the ugly art style, extraction shooters are not for you, or you're just over sci fi shooting games, or really anything to why you don't want to play it. But what I find more interesting is the people spending their free time watching a YouTube video explaining why a game will fail. I'll be playing Marathon with a couple of my friends until we get bored and we switch over to something else. So far, I'm having a good time. What about you? Are you going to give it a try, or have you burned all the bridges with Bungie and moved on? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.